Aqua gang. What it do, you guys? It's your girl, Empress 777 here today with a general love message for my Aqua gang. Hope you guys are doing super fantastic. I most certainly am. Holy angels and spirit guys, please give us exactly what we need to know for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. These messages are general, guys, okay? Take what resonates with you, use your intuition to do so, and leave the rest for whoever else it's here for. Cross watchers, that goes for you too. You are welcome. Just place yourself where you belong within the scenarios, within the storylines, okay? Please take a moment and click that like button, guys, all right? It's super duper free, okay? And it helps in the most tremendous way for our channel's growth, and it just helps our energy spread across this platform, okay? Also, if you have not already done so, click that subscribe button if you want to make it official, okay? Become part of our family. Click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell, okay? Also, down below in the description box, we have all information for those of you who are interested in getting signed up or getting placed on the wait list for a personal reading. There's information down below for that, as well as our Instagram channel. Go ahead and follow your girl, okay? Stay updated on stuff outside of this channel, all right? Now, that's it. We are going to move on. We're going to move on because I think you're going to be a little bit surprised in reference to how this reading is going to go. I even think there may be a little bit of a surprising or a shock factor in reference to how this person is really feeling. I feel like this message is very particular. Don't force shit to fit, guys, all right? There's definitely a strong energy of this person trying their hardest not to come towards you. And or speak to you or tell you something. There's definitely something that they want to tell you. I'm also getting a strong urge that this person has possibly tried to replace you several times unbeknownst to you. Because for some of you, you're still engaging with this person to a certain extent. If you are still engaging with this individual, you have recognized the awareness within your own energy and how this person makes you feel. And or the things that you may feel have stagnated in your life because of what you are accepting, right? You are very tuned in, is what they're saying. I feel like this person is trying to get you to read their mind. Okay, that's the energy that I'm feeling. So for me to say that, I feel like that is a pattern of this person's. They wanted you to read their mind in this connection, and they will also want the same at the demise of this or during separation. Okay, let's go over the cards that came out in the pre-shuffle. We have Be Bold. Okay, that's them telling you what to do, but I'm just saying, okay, be bold and make the first move. Because I feel like this person is a little bit embarrassed to come towards you and say something first. I don't get that the embarrassment has necessarily anything to do with what they did to you in particular, though that might be the case for some of you. What I'm feeling most strongly is that this person gets embarrassed whenever they have to tuck their tail and come towards someone to ask, right? To ask for forgiveness, to ask for another chance, to ask to start over, to ask where are we going, to ask what we are, to ask if the differences are too much for you, right? To ask where we stand or what's the goal, or if you're single, right? Are you seeing other people, especially for those of you who have kept this person at arm's length and never allowed them to get close enough to you? There's something very triggering about your behavior and your confidence, more importantly, that has this person wrapped up in themselves. And I feel like the tactic that they try to use to get away from you emotionally or energetically is to involve other people. Okay. Unfortunately, those other individuals, I mean, it was just a no-brainer. There really wasn't a decision. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a decision between the two. It didn't matter how many other people they went towards. It didn't matter how many other people they would have entertained. There was still this tug, this pull on their end, but they still were keeping silent or not wanting to come towards you. Oh, okay, I see why, right? Like, it's the arrogance. They would be more comfortable with you coming towards them and asking them, like, what's up? Where are we going with this? What are we going to do about this? Is this too much? They want you to initiate the conversation, and I don't get that you're doing that. Incomparable is in the reverse. So I feel like, excuse me, I feel like this is somebody who tried to feign the ignorance of knowing that you were like special to them. They never even wanted to admit that you were any different than the other people that they've dealt with in the past. or that you have made any difference in their life whatsoever. We all know that that would be a lie, right? But they definitely are at somewhat of a crossroads. There is a bit of questioning as well on their end in reference to what your response would be if they do try to have this serious conversation. Okay, because for some of you, I feel like you gave this person ample opportunity. Okay, you may have even given them one last chance to get it right, or to stop making you an option. Stop putting you in a position to where you had to choose yourself or them. Stop putting you in a position to where you needed to dim your light or dumb yourself down in order to deal with them, right? Like, either you're gonna show up or you're gonna get the fuck out. Like, that's how this is gonna go. You really planted your feet firm in those standards, those requirements, so to speak. So I feel as though this person wants you to be the bold one to bring it up, but I feel like you brought it up several times before. I don't get that you're doing that anymore. You now view this as something that is depleting your energy or a waste of your time. Circles, right? How many times are we going to have the same conversation over and over and over? Why am I always the one to bring up the discussion about what we need to do to make this work? Maybe we're just too different. And I feel like your confidence and you really doing that self-reflection, because I don't even get that you're pointing the finger at this person. You're also taking into account the ways in which you would have partaken, or your place, right? Like the ways in which you were accountable for where you are in your life. That's just how you are. We have full moon in Scorpio. So full moon is very strong energy. Okay, it's almost hasty energy. Okay, so this person is, I'm getting on their end, they kind of believe that you moved too fast to release them, that you jumped to conclusions too quickly. They don't even believe that, but that might be a tactic that they use if the two of you do have a conversation about how the two of you got to this point. It says, I close my eyes to speak to you in 100 silent ways. So they do want to speak, but they're only doing it through silence at this juncture. This person has a real issue, okay, with being viewed as weak. And to them, trying to have this conversation, instead of just telling you it is what it is, take me how I am, this is just the person that I am, right? Instead of them taking that stance, they do want to come towards you and let you know that they're not a toxic energy, that they can be a partner, right? An equal, but they're stubborn. So are you going to do it or not? Like, what are we really doing with our time here? Okay, are you going to do it or not? Let's see here. I feel like, depending on how many different people this person has tried to date outside of your connection, it only has amplified who they believe you to be in their life, or who they want you to be. Your status to them, right? You would be the first to make me want to change. Yeah, see? Yeah. So here's the thing, right? This person has been operating in this way a great majority of their life, for their entire life, for some of you, and they're well into their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, okay? A grown-ass person, right? Yet they've never been pushed this way. They've never been pushed to the brink of wanting to change. I feel like this is somebody in the past who's been able to run away from their issues, run away from the differences that they have with people. And the fact that you are standing your ground is something extremely triggering for this person, but it's also not taking away their desire to chase you or to come towards you or say something. That stubbornness in them and that unwillfulness to change certain things is the only thing holding them back. And in the past, when they would get to this juncture, they would be able to move on to someone else, but that's not what's occurring. They're not able to move. They are at a standstill, okay? Engaging with other people makes it worse that you're not around, or that they're not able to have as much access to you, or that you're keeping them at arm's length, or putting them on the back burner, or telling them that you'll get to them when you get to them. Okay? That's very different for this individual. They're almost used to being the person that's in that positioning. I do feel like you gave this person a chance, though. You gave them a real chance. You did. Before you started moving the way in which you are moving, I feel like they just want like a pacifier, if that makes sense. Okay, see, you changed, right? Like, I feel like this person wants to be pacified. They don't want the changes that you are currently trying to implement in this connection. They want things to be within the same dynamic so that they feel comfortable enough to come towards you and start the conversation. But I don't get that that's happening. And this is why we have them showing up here. See, I never thought you would leave. That makes a lot of sense. I don't even get that all of you left, but the changes that you have made signifies to this person that they'll never have that same position, right? They're worried about the position they will be able to play in your life moving forward, especially if you've started to date, especially if you are looking to go towards new love. That's a problem for them. It also will needle at them, okay? The decision that they did not make, or the chance that they did not take advantage of because of this arrogance, because of this need to be right, or this need to be stroked. That's the phrase that they're using, stroked, okay? Stroking to the east, stroking to the west. I'm not saying that you stroked their ego, but I'm saying whatever you were doing stroked their ego the best, okay? You might not have even realized that you were doing that. This is also something that has them laser focused on this connection, even though they're not doing anything about it. It's just energetic at this point. This person may be popping up in your dreams, so just be aware of that. That has nothing to do with your own emotions or energies towards this person. This is them communicating with you through the 5D, okay? Doing their part to try and manipulate the energy. So I do get that this person may go to sleep thinking about you, okay? They may be talking about you a lot to anybody who will listen. People are quite sick of it though, right? They're telling people about how you changed, right? How you no longer want the bullshit that they're trying to bring to your table, because we have situationship in the reverse. So whatever this connection was defined as, it was not solid. It had nothing solid to stand on. This is also why it would have been so easy for you to separate from this person or categorize them as, okay, just a friend, just a fuck buddy, just somebody that I can kick it with, somebody who I'll talk to every so often, no one to take serious. There's a difference between them and the other people that you may begin to engage with, and they can feel that energetically as well. I don't even get that you realize that this person cares, because I feel like for a good majority of you, to you, this person never cared before. So why would they be so concerned now? You know, look at this, right? Recalling. The second they try to hop on something else, okay? Another guy, another gal, the thoughts of you return. It's like a boomerang is what they're saying, right? They try to throw their energy out there and it just comes back as you being the choice. But they never made the choice. They didn't make the decision. They didn't. I want to know how long this connection has been taking place. Because I feel like you were very patient with this individual. You were. And it's giving me the energy of somebody who doesn't want to do right until they feel like you're just about gone. Or already gone. Now all of a sudden you're so in love, you're reminiscing, you want to return, you want another chance. Are you going to be able to show proof this time? Are you? Now, I'm not saying that you'll deal with this person again, but I do know if this person shows up the same way that they did in the past, or if they are showing you the same sentiments that they have all this time, that is not proof enough for you to decide to let go of your other options or not move towards newer options. That's just not enough. That's not enough, ma'am, sir, bruh, sis. I'm sorry to break it to you like that. It's not. It's just not. See, we have escapism in the reverse. This person does feel like, or they're trying to convince themselves that you were so into them that now you're only making these changes as a route to escape them, to escape the feelings. I don't get that you're trying to escape these strong, loving feelings, because you would have already rectified that before you walked away. That's the way Aquarians do things. By the time we walk away from your ass, we were done. Months ago, sometimes years ago. Okay? So there's nothing else to think about, but okay, I guess this person doesn't really know you is what it's giving. That's what they're convincing themselves of. I do feel like they actually believe that. That maybe this is a phase for you, or that maybe you are trying to run away from your feelings. I don't get that. I get that you're trying to run away from their energy. You're trying to protect your energy by running away or escaping their energy, okay? Now, this escapism energy is listed as an escapade. So I do feel like for some of you, this person is dreading like the thought or the idea of you potentially getting swept off of your feet, right? Like the romance of a lifetime, having these adventures. And they're also believing that you delving into new energies will give you the ability to hide what you really feel for them. So this person is giving themselves a lot of credit. Okay? They are. I'm not saying that the feelings aren't there. What I'm saying is you are a diplomatic person. So even if you have emotions for somebody, after a certain juncture, all the love in the world can't get you to go back to something that has fed you nothing, that has, you know, leveled you up in zero ways, that continues to deplete you, or that makes you feel like trash. Like, all the love in the world can't get you to return to that. Triggers. Yeah. So I feel like this person is reaching out telepathically because of triggers that they are often getting in the evening time is what I'm feeling. All of these cards are feeling very dark except this one. I'm also getting the energy of this escapism is the way that this person is able to escape their own emotions. So this person doesn't do very well with feelings of rejection, feelings of playing second fiddle, being somebody's choice or option, though they are the ones who definitely put other people in that positioning, okay? Because we got situationship, right? When people put them in the position to feel like, oh, now you have a choice, okay? So whereas I feel like in the past you gave this person the opportunity to choose, you're not in that mind frame anymore. So they don't have that power anymore, okay? You took that away from them by whatever changes you've currently made. And the only way they're going to get you to listen to what they have to say, engage with them on a deeper kind of level than what you're giving them now is to show proof. But that would require transformation, sir. Ma'am, sir, bruh, sis. That's going to require you to transform, babe. Instead, they're hell-bent on focusing on the moves that you're making. And they want you to be bold and make the first move towards them. So that then they feel comfortable enough. Like I said, they want you to stroke that ego a little bit, pacify them a bit, you know, bring them some fruit snacks, some sippy cups, you know what I'm saying? Lots of juice, juicy juice, okay? So that they don't feel like you're now the one making the decision of where this connection is going, even though you are. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Right? Situationship in the reverse. They played with it. They played with their power. You're not going to play with yours. So see, that's the difference between you and this person. So when people put them in a position to feel like they can at some point be rejected, turned away, not be chosen, okay? Somebody else be chosen over them, not be the best candidate or the best option. You're not recalling or reminiscing or going through those memories, right? You're not the one calling them energetically through your dreams. That's when their sanity starts to go. You see what I'm saying? They're going fucking crazy, right? Wanting to forget what it is that you told them. And I feel like I said, look, our last conversation is in the reverse. I do feel like you have warned them. There's been fair warning, you guys, fair warnings. about what they need to do, about how this shit needs to go. And I feel like that was you at least letting this person have a little piece of the power pie. Little piece of the power pie, right? Sure, you have a choice in the matter when they really didn't. And what they did was they went on a power trip instead of actually making the only decision that there was. Ma'am, sir, bruh, sis. Bet you feel real dumb right now, don't you? Don't you? Because instead of making the choice, or instead of making the changes, or instead of compromising, having the conversation, maturing, whatever it is that you were asking this person to do, instead of waiting for them to change, you changed your fucking self. And now they don't know how to deal with that. They don't know how to deal with that, what they would consider exchange in power. But I feel like you always had that power and control. I do feel like this is triggering this person in more ways than one. Okay. Their inability to see what you were doing for them, to now be at this juncture where they don't have any choice but to sit in their own shit, right? Lay in the bed that they made. Now they almost want to beg for a chance to change again, but I don't get that you're there. I don't get that you're there, like in the 3D. So I don't get that they have access to you in the same way that they would have before, whether that be physically, emotionally, mentally, right? Because for some of you, like I said, if you haven't completely disengaged with this person, even when they're talking to you, you're not really there anymore. Not in the same way that you were before. You know, you're not fully invested mentally, energetically, communicatively. Like you kind of look at what they're saying as want, 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 rather than how in depth you wanted to go in the past. This is why they would be viewing you as someone who has changed drastically, drastic change. The fact that you allowed this person to believe, because this is your doing. You did this shit. You did. That they had any sense of power is the reason why they're feeling the effects of now realizing that the power was an illusion. It was an optical illusion. They're really struggling with that. I also don't get that they're seeing the energy correctly since the demise or since the separation. Okay? Since the last conversation, if you are still engaging with this person, there's something about the energy that they are misreading, because you view them as a negative force or some form of toxicity, somebody who needs help, right? Like someone who needs to work on their shadows, someone who is still battling demons, which they are, you guys, okay? They're battling things from the past. They're telling me to look at this next card. See, yeah. It says, don't let your past hold you back, and that's in the reverse. So they can move, they can feel you moving, you guys. They can. Energetically, they can see and feel you moving. The very next card says prosperity lies ahead. So new moon in Taurus, and I feel like that new moon energy speaks volumes in reference to an Aquarian. Once you recognize what a person has been to you, it's very easy for you to decipher how you will handle them moving forward. You give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but if they don't show up the way that you're showing up, then things must change. Now mustn't they? Things have to change. The issue is the way that you're thinking is because you do have control over yourself. You have self-control. You are very much healed in a lot of aspects that this person just might not be yet. And it does give you access to that power, you guys. It does. Because people who are powerless, they do accept shit that doesn't give back to them what they have given, that doesn't reciprocate, things that are lower value. They settle. That's people who are powerless. When you are in power, when you are in control, when you have that power that we're speaking of, right? You are able to realize the energies of cause and effect, right? So you then also know what you accept is what you will get more of. So if you're getting a bunch of negative ass shit, toxic ass shit, then there's no way that you could keep that around. I'm also getting that this person's energy is pointing towards this Justice card, meaning they feel like this is unfair. It's like an unfair battle. Yeah, because they wholeheartedly believed that whatever they brought to the table would be just fine for you, that they wouldn't have to really show up, that you would be quite all right with whatever they were wanting to bring to the table, and that should have just been okay. I don't get that you led them to believe that, but the idea that you would have given this person any form of illusion that they had power to choose, that is where they are thinking the unfairness comes in at, okay? This is someone who now views you as the one who is being indecisive, okay? In La La Land even. They're not reading it right, you guys. They're not. You did a number on this person. And I don't even get that you meant to do that on purpose. I get that this individual got into a connection with someone who just was outsmarted them, who just outsmarted them. That's the best way that I could put it, right? A intellect. Okay, so you're not playing the same game, ma'am, sir, bruh, sis. If this was a game, you're not playing the same game, okay? Okay, pumpkin, you're playing Goldfish. All right, and you bought your deck of cards to play Goldfish to the chess table, and it's like, now you want what? Like, what exactly do you want? They want you to tell them what you did. Right? Because they can't stop agonizing, you know? They don't really realize what's happening, you guys. They don't. It's the confusion of it all, right? Like, one moment, they had all the power in their hands, right? To make the decision. They fucked that up. They fumbled it a couple of times, and you gave them one last chance. But then they got so arrogant because you gave them so many chances that they really just fumbled this whole shit, and they don't even realize how they got here. You see what I'm saying? How did I get into a place where I was the one choosing whether or not I wanted to be with you, and now you're nowhere to be found, energetically, mentally, physically, none the wiser. I don't know what the fuck is going on, right? Never seen this coming. I never saw this coming. It's literally like they're in the Twilight Zone or some shit, guys, okay? Because they can't make out how they got here. Like, it feels like they were moved telepathically. I'm sorry. Right? It does. It's extremely triggering for them, and I don't get that this is something that they have ever, like, had to deal with before. So you are, you're playing this game on a whole nother scale, which I already told them, but you know, I mean, you okay, go off, sis. Go off, bruh. They're still trying to remain in their ego, right? Puffed up in their pride. They're still trying to remain as if they are the same person, but they are struggling greatly. A great deal of struggle here. One that they are not trying to show on the outside, but whoever they're talking to, everybody else sees it, feels it, knows it. You see? Well, we have C5 of Cups, right? Like, yeah. Lots of regret. There may be some tears here. This feels like a person who possibly doesn't even really cry, you guys, okay? So you're bringing all kinds of change to their doorstep that they didn't ask for either. That's also why they feel like it's unfair, and they never saw it coming. They almost feel like you just kind of threw them for a doozy. We have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck, so I do feel like this is karmic for this person. I get that you are energetically doing very well. In fact, I feel like you have somebody coming in, several options, but there's one in particular that's really going to take you on a wild ride. This is a ride that you will quite enjoy, however. It's very adventurous. It's spontaneous. It's fiery. This may be a fire sign for some of you, or a water sign, a fire with water within their chart. And it is delving into your array of options, okay? That's kind of giving you a bad taste in your mouth in reference to this person and what they would have put you through. It's not appealing anymore. You see? It doesn't feel worth it anymore. You see? Ciao. All right, let's go over to the extended, okay? I want to see where this person believes things are heading, all right? I want to know where their mind is at for real, because they're not moving just yet. So where do they think things are actually going? I'm curious. I also want to see what shadows you need to address. And this is going to reference why this had to go down for you in your life and your success, your movement forward, okay? Addressing those shadows will allow you to successfully move towards this prosperity that they've already listed for you. And it's also going to allow you to let go of the things of the past that are no longer serving you, to ensure that there's no bitterness and resentment as you move on to these newer connections that will feel extremely light, okay? I also want to see what karma the divine has in store for this person's behavior. So what karmic cycle are they due to face? The Wheel of Fortune popped up, so it definitely has something to do with you, or you just may be the catalyst for this. Yikes is all I have to say. I want to be nosy. I want to look, okay? I also want to see for your benefit their next steps as well as their intentions, so you can fully prepare yourself, okay? That will also give us an idea of if there has been any transformation. That's the only way. Change is here twice. That's the only way that they would be able to even have access to you. But just so that you can protect yourself and be sure that you're on your P's and Q's, okay? Stay on your toes. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. We will look at that. And then I'll also look at the potential outcome, whether you decide to re-engage this or go in the opposite direction towards these newer connections. I will look at both potential outcomes, okay? And then we're gonna get right into your new love reading, okay? Let's see what's coming in for you. Only the good, only the new energies, okay? How will you recognize which one is the one? What is a specific sign or synchronicity from the divine to signify which person to put your effort, your time, and energy into, so you're not wasting your time, okay? I also want to see what this person is like, okay? Their personality. What will they find most attractive about you versus what you will find most attractive about them. Let's see what that chemistry is like in and out of the bedroom, okay? I also want to get just a little bit of advice from Spirit in reference to this next cycle for you, so that you can ensure that it's successful. Let's see how Spirit suggests you elevate yourself and your frequency so that you are becoming invisible to all toxicity and low vibrational energies, okay? That's going to ensure that you're not having to go through the same shit and the same lessons over and over and over again. Also, how does Spirit suggest you restore your trust and optimism in love so that you can see these options and opportunities for who they really are and the good that they really have to provide and give to you as you move forward, okay? And then I want to see what blockages might prolong you from elevating out of this current cycle. Very important. Getting rid of those blockages with the quickness or ASAP will ensure that you are moving forward and getting into that next cycle as quickly as possible. And then lastly, we will have your focus advice, okay? I want to see what Spirit suggests you focus on, the energies they suggest you bring in, recalibrate, add more of, get rid of, etc., in order to bring about the life that you desire of fulfillment and happiness. Whatever that recipe is like for you, how do you get that done in the least amount of time, okay? Actually, before we get to your advice, I of course want to see what the potential for union is with you in this newer energy. What's the potential for union in the near future for you in the new love, okay? So we're going to get to all of that. We do have a lot to unpack, guys. So without further ado, click that like button as well as the subscribe button. Check down in the description box if you're interested in getting put on the wait list for a personal read. Go follow your girl on Instagram. All the things, okay? All the etceteras. And I'm going to see y'all over at the extended. I'm going to put the link down below in the description box. I'll see y'all over there.